Matthews returned, and I thought he looked okay. My sense was he was kind of uncomfortable in traffic last night. Like that's my concern with him, like how comfortable he's going to be with body contact. He put himself in a couple of spots where he made plays along the boards where he got hit, and I think that's a good sign considering the way he may have got injured with his Zadorov, hit or what have you. But he was okay. Wasn't great, but it's his first game back. But
it is his first game back.
Be great.
The one thing that concerns me is the shot. It seems like the shot, and I know that he threw a couple at the net were off balance. It seems like the shot doesn't have the mustard. It's like 1 of 5 has the mustard that it used to, which is weird. I don't recall. I mean, I can recall having multiple shoulder surgeries and talking to my dad on the phone, and he was like, since shoulder surgery, there's something off your shot. But this guy hasn't had shoulder surgery, which I don't know what the hell's wrong with him or what the injury is. But it just seems like the shot doesn't have the overpower. And I know it's his first game back, but I got big expectations for that guy. Like, I have the superstar expectations where it's like, I don't care how much time you've missed. I kind of expect you to be dominant and be the best player on the ice.
He should
Instead
be.
of saying,
He's
I know,
capable
I
of
know.
it.
Wow.
I don't really want to pick apart a win too much, but you're just looking for, it's like, where did that guy go? Where is that guy? Is he going to reappear?
Well, that's the question. Like, is he capable of it anymore? Right. That's my question, because I'm with you. Like, one of the things I really look forward to about my job was going to Leafs practice in the early days of the Matthews era and watching this kid shoot pucks.
Oh yeah,
it was something to behold. Like, just watching him practice, coming in over the blue line and snapping one of those curl and drag, absolute lasers. And I'd never seen anybody do that before. And it was like having like a. I was lucky enough to see Tiger Woods swing a golf club in his prime. I saw Vince Carter dunk in his prime. Like, I put Matthews shooting those pucks in his prime right up there with those guys in terms of just an athletic skill that I'd never seen before. And guess what? You don't see it anymore.
Yeah. Well, and listen, I think there's a combination of two things that are happening right now in the fan base when discussing him. How much of it is just simply his body's failing him? Like the stats, we've had that. I think it was Jonas, might have been Johnny, that referenced his shot, like the velocity on his shot being down. Like year over year over year. His average, velocity on whatever shot he's getting off is way down. How much of it is simply it's just the body's failing him and it doesn't matter what's going on around him. Best team in the league, worst team in the league, this coach, that coach, it just can't return. And how much of it is the coaching change? How much of it is Berube's here now, asking him to penalty kill, asking him to defend, asking him to play a little heavier, asking him to do different things and putting him in different spots where that explosive offense just isn't capable under the Berube system? Because I don't think either is a coincidence. I think it's probably a combination of Group A and Group B. I mean, the injuries are clear. Like last year he was hurt. This year he's been hurt. He's coming off an injury. But the year before Berube arrived, the guy scored 69 goals.
Yeah.
And now Berube's here, and it's different. Again, I think that's something that has to be considered. I'm curious how he feels about that, where things are going. That said, William Nylander has had the two best years of his career, you could argue, offensively with Berube now. The guy's scored 40 and whatever last year, 90 points. And maybe that's because Willie's like, I'm just not doing that. I'm going to keep doing Willie things, and you and I can yell at each other every single game.
I'm not buying into any kind of connection there. Like, you think that when you have the right, or not the right, but if you want, you can stay out in the power play for 2 minutes every time. You get every offensive zone face-off. You get, I don't know.
Well, you look at it, though. You look at, like, the way Keefe used to shield him. And he'd never kill penalties, ever. And if you look at who he was up against, as a result, he got out there against second, third deep pairings more. He got out there against second, third lines more. Berube has challenged him since he arrived, saying, you're killing penalties, and if McDavid's out there, you're out there. If Barkov's out there, you're out there. He's put him in a position where it's like you got to play against the best guys.
Okay, well,
which he should be expected to do
some kind of an
things.
Adjustment to go up to the player and say, look, do we have to find some happy medium here for you to score more goals? Like, what is it? Is it less of the penalty kill? Is it less of the big time matchups? What do we have to do here? Because we're scoring plenty without your goals. Mm-hmm. So what is it that we have to do? That is a conversation that would have had to have been had.
I would think so. And wouldn't that be on Berube, though, to instigate that? Like
Whoever.
unless
Yes.
it's on Matthews, like maybe he's got enough power, he probably does, to go in and say, I don't like this. But then what kind of message does that send? I don't want to kill penalties. How do you go to a coach and say that? You're the captain of the team. I don't want to kill penalties. And I'm not speaking for him.
It wouldn't
but
go like that. It wouldn't go like, I don't want to kill penalties. It would maybe be, let me get the last bit of the. I don't know what it would be. But the bottom line is, you've got one of the most gifted goal scorers to ever play the game, and he's not scoring like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be people sitting down trying to come up with answers on how to get it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And to me, it's not just about the goal scoring. I mean, before he got hurt, he was on 40-plus goal pace. It wasn't like he just completely dropped off the map. But to me, it's about just general domination. Like, that was the other thing. Like, in his prime, when he won the Hart Trophy, he would command games. He would command plays. He would sweep into the zone, and teams were afraid of him. He looked dangerous at every time he touched the puck. Not seeing that as much, right? And I like last night, when he talked about the game last night, Matthews, he used a word that Berube himself has used, and I think it's a bit of a red flag word. I think he said something to the effect that we wanted to play a boring road game. Matthews did. And Berube has said more than once, like, our style is boring. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is that really how you want to sell your style? Like, not only to the fans, who they don't care as long as you win.
They want to win.
They just want to win. But is that like, dog, like, if a coach says to you, yeah, I know our style's boring, guys, but we're playing it anyways, does that excite you?
I don't know, because I played in a market for so long where we played a trap in Carolina, and it was like, that was our only way to win, because we didn't have enough firepower to do anything else. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't scoring 4 goals or whatever it would be. It was like we had to try to win games 2-1, 3-2, and it was like we just all accepted that, and we did it. And I don't know, Peter Laviolette came in and they changed things around, and they played a pressure game. They won a Stanley Cup. But as far as when we were there, and we couldn't argue with the results. We went to a final once. We watched New Jersey go to the finals all the time, playing a trap, and we were like, well, it works. You can win with it. So why not do it? We didn't care about style points. And I don't think that people in Carolina did either. I don't think they left saying, oh, man, that was so boring. As long as it was a win on the scoreboard, I don't think anybody really cared.
Well,
but I don't know. Do people in Toronto walk out and say, stylistically, I was kind of bored to death if there's a W? I don't know if they do.
Nobody cares. The fans don't care about the style if they win, but I'm wondering about the buy-in from the players, right? If you're essentially saying to the guys, yeah, good, like, we're starting at boring, okay? Like you're going to work today, and we are going to bore you with our game plan. I just wonder, how sustainable is that? Because it doesn't seem like everybody's buying in. Brad Treliving's talked about a disconnect here. It certainly looks like, what they're trying to do and what they're doing are two different things.
Yeah, and again, you can't sell winning right now because they're not winning.
Right.
Yes, they did last night, but Joseph Woll stood on his head.